Hello, I'm in Matlock to have a look at this marvellous building now known as County Hall. It has a rich history and, as Derbyshire County Council prepare to leave the building, a path into the future. So today we're going to delve into both. Many locals will already refer or know to the building as Smedley's Hydro, of which the origins start with John Smedley. Smedley honeymooned in Switzerland back in 1847. Whilst he was there, he fell ill, so upon returning to England, he recuperated in the Ben Riding Hydro in Yorkshire, and later took on the waters in Cheltenham. And it was these two trips that sparked John's interest into hydrotherapy. A quick interruption for context: hydrotherapy is a treatment of illness through the use of water. It's something we'd call alternative medicine now, but back then the use of water for pain relief and treatment seemed to have made a difference, for some people, such as Smedley. And it was this that led the way from the first hydropathic treatment centre in 1841 by Dr. Joseph Wes in Stansteadbury, Hertfordshire, to dedicated hotels such as Ben Riding's in 1844, to full-on resort towns based on the practice such as nearby Buxton. For hydrotherapy you need the hydro part, copious amounts of water, and this is how Matlock comes into the picture. An already established spa town with a thermal spring, and to top, very picturesque. A small private hospital was built here in 1851, and a few years later John acquired the hospital in 1853, where he began the journey to make the little hospital an icon for the town. This section of building just behind me is the oldest remaining today, and the first built by Smedley back in 1867. It's rather impressive and quite imposing, with merlons adorning the rooftops, more akin to a castle rather than a hotel. And it was around the same time a chapel was also constructed on the grounds of the Hydro. Smedley became something of a leader in the business, even publishing his own book in 1872, of which includes a picture of himself and his wife Caroline. However, it wasn't his main business. After all, he honeymooned in Switzerland in the 1840s. He was rich. So before we continue talking about his hydro, I think we should talk about his family business, because A, it's interesting, and B, this might get rather confusing, thus funny to explain. So back in 1784, Peter Nightingale, indeed related to Florence, and John Smedley founded Lee Mills, out past by Cromford by a brook to power it all. Still exists today and worth a video in its own right. The mill produced heavy textile and cotton, and eventually is said to be home to the invention of Long Johns. As well as that maybe being true, this mill is also ran by a long line of Johns, of whom are Smedley. First we have John Smedley, the one who founded the mill. Then we have John Smedley, the son of John Smedley, who took over the mill at 22 in 1825, and he's the one this video is about. Unfortunately, John passed in 1874, and the mills were then passed on to John Smedley, his cousin. And then in 1893, it was then later passed on to John Smedley, the son of John Smedley's cousin, John Smedley, in 1889, after John Smedley, his father, John Smedley, had sadly passed. Did you get any of that? It was a little bit confusing, but luckily the Johns did have middle names, and the last two have double-barreled last names, so it is less confusing than I have made it out to be. But I think it was worth the digression, and I can't wait to explain it all over again when I eventually do a video on the mills themselves. And the business is still alive and well, run by the same family today after 242 years. Now back to the hydro. After John's passing in 1874, it only kept growing, with a further expansion in 1881, including a new entrance hall, grand staircase, and a stained glass window, which included depictions of Greek goddess and god, of which I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce their names. In 1886, the eastern section was built, including that impressive tower, certainly the prettiest part of the building to me. Further additions include the boiler house and chimney in 1894, the winter gardens which had a ballroom inside, the northern block on the other side of Smedley Street added in 1901, and which includes two double-height bridges across the road. It also included a green space out front with tennis courts and bowling greens too. As you can tell, it exploded in growth and welcomed many celebrities of the time, all of whom, unfortunately, I have never heard of. Then came World War II. The building was requisitioned and became the Military School of Intelligence up until 1946. Afterwards, it reopened as a hotel, but only lasted 4 years until its closure. And after 5 years of limbo, Derbyshire County Council took over the building after outgrowing their previous county hall in Derby. It took 1 year to convert the building into council offices and was opened as such on the 28th of April 1956. Since then, it's been the council offices, featured in the 1969 film Woman in Love, and in 1972 was Grade 2 listed. And so we get to the present day, where office space isn't in demand as it once was for Derbyshire County Council, leaving most of the space empty. So a plan has been set into motion to revitalise the entire building. This includes the main building being restored for use as a hotel once more, brand new, more eco-friendly office buildings for the council, refurbished event space in the Winter Garden, new mixed-use spaces with a pedestrianised Smedley Street and the North Block, new terraced housing on top of a part of the current car park, and reintroducing greenery into the site as a whole. It also mentioned having an EV shuttle minibus to connect the hotel to the town centre, which is a bit gimmicky but interesting nonetheless. And I do encourage a look through the council's proposal, of which I'll leave a link down below. And the plans look rather promising. I think it's important for a building with so much history and importance in itself to stay for generations to come. And if this is the project to do so, then I'm all for it. Of course, I would love to hear your opinions down below. Thank you very much for watching. A huge thank you to all my supporters on Ko-fi, and until next time, ta-ra.